Hello my dear friends, how are you? I am sure because of your always positive and energetic attitude, you will remain or you are happy and contented in your life. Myself, Professor Dr. Rajendra Deshpande, welcome you all in the audio video serial, Medicine Classes Online. Today's topic is dysphagia, that is difficulty in swallowing. Dysphagia, dys means difficulty, phagia means swallowing. So difficulty or painful swallowing. Let us start the topic. Okay, I am trying to go forward. Here I am. Okay. Digestive tract problems in general medical practice presented by Professor Dr. Rajendra Raghuvir Deshpande, that is myself. I am MD in Ayurvedic medicine and MD in Ayurvedic physiology. My WhatsApp and mobile number is 922681060. My mail ID is Professor PROFESSOR Deshpande DESHPAND @gmail.com. My dear friends, you can contact me for personal or online health problem advice. You can contact me on this mail for personal or online lifestyle counseling based on your Prakruti. You know this concept, Ayurvedic Prakruti or biotype, and of course I give the guidance on the basis of palmistry, your hand lines. Then you can contact me for personal or online classes of medicine, and of course the Ayurvedic students for any subject except the Sanskrit. My dear friends, I have started this serial medicine classes with the first system as a digestive system or gastrointestinal tract, GIT problems in GP or general medical practice. We have already talked about anorexia, that is completed topic in my audio video. Indigestion is completed. Aerophagy or gas in the stomach, which comes either through the belching from the upside or flatus. Then I have talked about stomatitis or aphthous ulcers, that is ulcers in the mouth. Hiccup, then constipation, malavashtamba, diarrhea, that is atisar. Vomiting also I have completed, and today I have started with dysphagia, but there will be also introduction of pain in abdomen. Then we will talk about afterwards IBS, or maybe little bit here in this slide, irritable bowel syndrome, jaundice and peptic ulcer. My dear friends, this is my general rule. Whether you practice allopathy or Ayurveda or homeopathy or naturopathy, each and every medical student or every doctor must try to find the root cause of the problem. To finding the different causes is also a type of differential diagnosis. In Ayurveda, the word in Sanskrit is Vyadhi. This is Vyadhi. Vyavachchedak Nidana. Vyadhi, Vyavachcheda Nidana. Nidana means diagnosis. In Ayurveda, this Nidana word is used for the two purposes. This Nidan. Can you see over here? Nidan is for diagnosis. Nidan is for causes or etiological factors. This basic management principle, although it is mentioned by Ayurveda, it is applicable to each and every medical sciences. What is that basic management principle? Sanshepataha kriyayogo nidana parivarjanam. Here in Sanskrit Devanagari script, Sanshepataha kriyayogo nidana parivarjanam. Sanshepataha means in short. Kriya Yoga means management principle. Nidana, etiological factors. So Parivarjan, try to avoid, try to remove, or not try to treat basic causative factors of the health problem, of the symptom, of the disease whatsoever. Now we will start about dysphagia. So of course we will start with the causes. Dysphagia definition: difficulty in swallowing. But there is another term, you must remember, very interesting term, odynophagia. Odynophagia. Odynophagia, that is painful swallowing. Odynophagia. This can happen because of acute severe pharyngitis, exudative tonsillitis, peritonsillar abscess, which also called as quinsy, peritonsillar abscess. So all these causes, pharyngitis, tonsillitis, abscess, all these causes are, or they cause dysphagia, and that is called as a pseudo dysphagia. Pseudo means not real. Pseudo dysphagia, not real. Now this is causes, slide number 2, true dysphagia. True dysphagia because of the problems in your esophagus, and inflammation of esophagus is called as a esophagitis. Esophagitis, itis, always inflammation. Then there may be mechanical dysphagia, obstruction, that is because of the cancer of the esophagus, that can cause obstruction to the passage of solid food, and that is very, very serious. My dear friends, you should not forget this cause of dysphagia, and that is cancer of esophagus. Cancer of esophagus is one of the serious cause of dysphagia. Don't miss this particular diagnosis. Very simple. We will start with the treatment. Pseudo dysphagia, as I have told you, may be because of the pharyngitis, tonsillitis, abscess. This is due to the infection and the pain. As this is an infection, we must use antibiotic. This is tablet Roxide. Roxide is a brand name, company name, trade name. Now generic medicines are available. So what is generic medicine? Roxithromycin. Roxithromycin. Tablet roxithromycin, 150 milligram, morning and evening, BD, 2 times in a day, on empty stomach. Usually most of the antibiotics are given after food because of the gastritis, but some antibiotics must be given on empty stomach. One of is roxithromycin. Higher antibiotic, or in spite of Roxide you can use tablet azithral. Azithral or Azi. This is a trade name. This is brand name. What is the generic name? Azithromycin. 500 milligram. Only once. If patient is not able to take BD, only once. And only 3 days. Only 3 days. These both are antibiotics. Now, tablet Voveron SR. Voveron diclofenac sodium is the generic name. Voveron is a brand name, very famous. SR, sustained release tablet. Sustained, slowly the medicine will be disintegrated, okay, slowly released. How is the tablet? 100 milligram, only once in a day, because it is sustained release. This is analgesic, anti-inflammatory. My dear friend, all these prescriptions are for educational purpose only, for medical students, medical faculty, medical doctors, not for the layman, for the self-medication. Remember my words. Of course, should be gargling, because there is an infection in the throat. How you can use? Hot water gargling, hot water with salt gargling. Now, we will talk about Ayurvedic management of dysphagia. Of course, pseudo-dysphagia. Same thing. Ayurveda says Kavala and Gandusha. Kavala and Gandusha, these are the terms for gargling in Ayurveda. In the morning, gargling with Triphala decoction, Haritaki, Bibitak, Amalaki. You can buy the crude form of medicine, raw medicine, not the fine powder. Then you can prepare the decoction like the tea, that you prepare the tea. Okay? So similarly, you can prepare the Triphala tea and gargle it 3 times in a day. Okay? Morning, afternoon, evening. Ayurveda recommends orally. It's like just for fun. Ayurvedic antibiotic Sukshma Triphala tablet is available in the market of Ayurveda Rasashala Pune. Tablet Rakta Shodhakavati or Thiostanin. Of course, again Ayurveda Rasashala Pune. I am basically from Pune, Maharashtra state. Dr. Deshpande is from Pune, Maharashtra state. Thiostanin tablet is available in Pune. Of course, all these medicines are now available on the Amazon or you can purchase online. Okay? Tablet Triphala Gugulu. Of all these tablets of Ayurveda Rasashala or Baidyanath. But Baidyanath has this tablet, not these 2 tablets. Okay? Remember. Triphala Gugulu is also anti-inflammatory, analgesic. This is purifying the blood, antiseptic. So each tablet 1. So 3 tablets in the morning, 3 tablets in the afternoon, 3 tablets in the evening. That is TDS. This is not for self-medication, my dear friends. Now, coming dysphagia as a true dysphagia. True dysphagia. Real. No pseudo. Okay? Esophagitis is the inflammation of esophagus. So naturally, you have to avoid the spicy, chili, sour, salty food. Pitta prakopak ahar vihar should be avoided. Bland diet. Very sapak. Marathi मध्ये त्याला सपक म्हणतात. You have to prevent this inflammation. Antacid, mucane gel. 3 T is safe, 3 hourly. That can anesthetize all this inflammation. Capsule omaze, omeprazole, 20 mg 2 times in a day. Tablet Cisapride, 10 mg 3 times in a day. Tablet Cisapride. Then if this esophagitis, dysphagia is because of in the patients of HIV AIDS, then typical antifungal tablet Furcan. Tablet Furcan. Only in the HIV, not for all. Not for all, only HIV. Fluconazole. Fluconazole, again spelling mistake. Fluconazole, 150 mg. Remember, only once. But, in only HIV patient, give for 10 days. 10 days. Of course, here you have to take the help of super specialists. Don't forget, GP cannot take the whole responsibility. He must take a second opinion of super consultant. Okay? Ayurvedic. Esophagitis, any inflammation, Ayurvedic language is inflammation, pitta dosha. Inflammation, pitta dosha. Pitta is ushna and tikshna, hot and irritating. So, anti-pitta, antacid, Ayurvedic antacid, praval coral, praval pishti vati. Vati means tablet. Praval pishti vati plus Mauktik kamadudha, not simple kamadudha. This is costly drug, Mauktik. Mauktik is a pearl. Mauktik is a pearl. Mauktik kamadudha. This is 2 tablets, this is 2 tablets. So 4 tablets in the morning, afternoon, evening, 3 times in a day. TDS. This is caution, my dear friend. This is caution to you. I am making you caution. Take precaution. If dysphagia, if because of the cancer of esophagus you suspect, cancer of esophagus, elderly person after 40, 50, 3 weeks, 2 weeks, this dysphagia is there in spite of your antibiotic, in spite of Ayurvedic, don't waste the time. Don't misguide the patient. Immediately refer to the oncologist, cancer specialist, oncologist. This is OGD. 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 Esophago, O. Gastro, G. Duodenoscopy. Scopy is very important. Scopy is done and confirm or rule out whether there is a cancer of esophagus or not. Don't misguide the patient more than 10 days. Remember my words. Any patient more than 50 years, 50 plus, difficulty in deglutition, continuous for more than 10 days, in spite of your antibiotics, in spite of your Ayurvedic treatment. Don't waste the time of the patient and don't misguide the patient. Don't miss this diagnosis of cancer of esophagus. This is not all today, but dysphagia topic is finished. Difficulty in swallowing. Always remember my tripod of management. Tripod of management applicable to allopathy, Ayurveda, homeopathy. Tripod of management. Sorry. Ahara, vihara, aushadhi. Ahara, diet advice. Ahar, food. Vihara, lifestyle advice. For example, gargling over here. Drinking all the times warm water, avoiding the AC, avoiding the cold atmosphere, avoiding the cold drinks, avoid the freeze. This is all lifestyle advice. Plus medicines. Medicine is always last. Diet advice, lifestyle advice, pathya, and then medicines. We will start a little introduction, only introduction, not in detail. Pain in abdomen, introduction. Okay? To understand pain in abdomen, you must understand these 9 parts. This is not slide number. These are the 9 parts of abdomen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Don't forget these names because we have to ask the patient, where is your pain? Where is your pain? Here, here, here. Where is your pain? According to the location, you can diagnose the cause of the pain according to the region. So let us have the region. Keep in your mind, right hypochondric region. This is umbilicus. This is my nipples, chest, and this is whole abdomen. These are hands. This is the lower abdomen part. Here is our bladder. Okay, above the bladder, and this is umbilicus. Remember, this is umbilicus. This is umbilical region. And you have to make 9 arbitrary imaginary parts. Right hypochondric region, epigastric region, left hypochondric region, right lumbar region, umbilical region, left lumbar region. So it's easy to remember. Right, left, right, left. This is right iliac region and left iliac region. So these 9 parts are very important because we must ask the patient where is actually more type of the pain is there. Sometimes the patient will say vague pain everywhere, here, here, here. Then causes are different. Okay. Pain in the right hypochondriac. I will show you this area. This is here. We have the liver. Okay. We have some part of intestine. Then we have the gallbladder. Okay. Liver, gallbladder, some part of the lung over here. Okay. Next. So there may be hepatic amoebiasis. Hepatic means liver amoebiasis. Gallbladder pain because of the stone, gallstones. Pleurisy regarding the lungs. Tuberculous, pleurisy. Spasm of the hepatic flexure in irritable bowel syndrome, IBS. Peptic ulcer or peptic ulcer syndrome, that is duodenal ulcer, because that part has the concern with the duodenum. Again, I will go back. This is okay. Now we will talk about epigastric region. This is peptic ulcer, cause of the pain in epigastric region. Peptic ulcer, that is gastric ulcer. Peptic ulcer syndrome. Syndrome means lot of symptoms together, 2, 3, 4 symptoms together. That is called as a syndrome. Then worm infection, hookworm may be there. Chronic pancreatitis, inflammation of pancreas. Biliary colic because of the gallbladder. Biliary means gallbladder. And tender aorta. All these are the causes for the pain in epigastric region. Okay. Again, I will show now. We will discuss about left chondriac region. Okay. So, left chondrium, spasm of the splenic flexure in irritable bowel syndrome. Splenic flexure is a part of intestine, remember. Because it is near to the spleen, it is called as splenic flexure. Okay. Pleurisy, lung part is there. Pleurisy, inflammation of the pleura, pleural fluid is there. Splenic pain in the huge enlarged spleen, that is called as splenomegaly. Peptic ulcer or peptic ulcer syndrome, because some part of stomach is also there. So this is about left hypochondriac. I will go back again, show you what we are going. This is now we will talk about kidney region. Okay, left lumbar region. Okay. Only 2 things: right renal pain because of the renal calculus, gallbladder pain. Gallbladder is there. Right renal pain, gallbladder pain. Very simple to remember. Now we will talk about here umbilical region. Okay. Every time I make you aware where we are. Pain in the umbilical region. Peptic ulcer or peptic ulcer syndrome. Spasm of the transverse colon in irritable bowel syndrome or amoebic colitis, and chronic pancreatitis, inflammation of the pancreas. This is umbilical region. Okay. Can you see over here? Now this is umbilical. Now we will talk about left lumbar region. Left renal pain because kidneys are on the both side, right and left. Spasm of the descending colon in colitis or irritable bowel syndrome. Again I will show you where we are. Now I am talking about lower abdomen. Okay, right iliac region, hypogastric region and left iliac region. But before that I will just mention you, here we have the appendix, remember. What the organs are, so there may be problem with the appendix, intestines are there, and mainly remember, this area is a gynec area also, gynec. Some gynecological important parts are here. For example, here we have in both the genders, male and female bladder, then ureters also coming, but there is also uterus. Don't forget it, uterus. So problem of uterus. Here right ovary, left ovary. Here fallopian tubes. Fallopian tubes, inflammation of the fallopian tubes in the ladies only, females. So if you understand the organ in this region, you will immediately understand the cause. Okay. So now I will discuss about pain in the right iliac region. So appendix is there. So appendicitis may be the cause. Ileocecal tuberculosis, cancer of the colon, chronic amoeboma of the cecum, amoebic infection, amoeboma, because of the amoebiasis. E. histolytica, entamoeba histolytica, stool examination. Amoebiasis or irritable bowel syndrome, gynec problems, inflammation of ovary, inflammation of fallopian tubes, and stone in the right ureter. This is right iliac region pain. Pain in the hypogastric region. Mainly there is a urinary bladder, cystitis, bladder pain will be there, urethral pain will be there, urinary tract problems, and gynec pain because there is a uterus. Then at the lower part, vagina, vulva. So all gynecological problems may cause little bit pain in your lower abdomen. In even dysmenorrhea, during the menstruation, pain is always in this region, hypogastric region. Pain in the left iliac region. Again, ovaries are there, fallopian tubes are there. So ectopic pregnancy, gynec disorders, spasm of the descending colon, and stone, kidney stone, urinary stone in the left ureter. So, my dear friend, this was just the beginning of pain in abdomen, and I am concluding this audio video session over here. This is the end of topic. In each and every symptom, in each and every disease, Dr. Deshpande always recommend management of the patient, allopathy, ayurveda, homeopathy, naturopathy with ahara, vihara, aushadhi, diet advice, lifestyle advice and medicines. Disclaimer: Professor Dr. R.R. Deshpande is preparing audio videos and publishing on his YouTube channel. The only and only purpose, soul means only purpose, is education. To whom? To medical students, teachers and medical practitioners. Also, it may help indirectly to increase the general knowledge of the society people or layman people. But this but is very important. I am warning you, self-medication without consultation to the doctor should strictly be avoided, must avoid. If anybody does so, Professor Dr. R.R. Deshpande is not at all responsible for any unwanted consequences. But still, I always pray, I always wish all the best to you, wish you happy, healthy and long life. This is my always best wish for you. So, I conclude this audio video session. Thank you very much for giving a lot of response and feedback to me. Please continue your love and support for this charitable activity. And you can also understand, you can subscribe my YouTube channel, you can circulate all these audios and videos in your own channel. Then you can, friends, relatives, medical doctors, students, aware them that yes, on YouTube we have the Dr. Deshpande to sharing all his experiences and knowledge. Please support him, please subscribe his YouTube channel. Thank you very much. I wish you all the best. Take care.